Let's talk about the Carolina Panthers, a team that many believed traded up to get what was the best player in the draft. Somebody who isn't necessarily going to make an impact right away, but is going to be an impact player for their franchise for years to come at the quarterback position, which we all know is the most important position in the NFL. The Carolina Panthers are actually kind of a sneaky good team this year. A couple notable signings. They signed DJ Chark and Adam Thielen after trading away DJ Moore in that number one overall pick haul. They signed Hayden Hurst, which is another great tight end. If you've watched any of our content from the last year, you'll know that Hayden Hurst has been somebody that a team should look after if they want a quality tight end. The Carolina Panthers, let's walk through their schedule quick. Remember, this is a very early edition of us going over and looking at the teams themselves, finding out what we think they're going to do for the year. This could very well change due to injuries. This could very well change due to any kind of head coaching fires, and it goes for all teams. Obviously, I think Frank Reich is going to be there for the considerable future, seeing as how they invested in him. Gave him a quarterback that he liked, and at the end of the day, got rid of an interim coach that was liked by a lot of people. Week 1, Carolina Panthers beat the Atlanta Falcons. They win Week 2 against the New Orleans Saints as well. Week 3, I think they run into a buzzsaw in the Seattle Seahawks. I love the Seahawks this year, but we'll get to that in a different video. I think they actually kind of go on a losing streak here, where they lose Week 3, Week 4 against the Vikings, Week 5 against the Lions, Week 6 against the Dolphins. They get a bye week. I think they drop one at home against the Texans too, who I think is going to be a decent team this year. They've made some additions, but again, this is about the Panthers. I just don't know if I trust Bryce Young to be a consistent quarterback right out of the gate, and I think it's going to take a little bit of time for him to adjust to the NFL skill level. Week 9, I do have the Panthers picking up a W against the Colts, as well as the Chicago Bears Week 10. Week 11, I have the Dallas Cowboys picking up a win on the road against the Carolina Panthers. And then you guys go on a run. Week 12, 13, 14, and 15. You guys beat the Titans, the Bucks, the Saints, and the Falcons. Week 16 and Week 17, you guys drop 2 back-to-back games against the Green Bay Packers at home, and then the Jags on the road, which shouldn't be a shocker because the Jags are a great team. And then you guys end your year with a W against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, let's get a couple other notable things that need to happen in order for this to either get better or to be worse, right? Bryce Young obviously has to produce at a level that shows that he is number one pick worthy, and I don't know if he's going to do it right away, week 1 or year 1 rather, but all I know is that last year the trio that of quarterbacks that they had combined for 58.4% completion percentage, for 3,246 yards, 16 touchdowns, and 13 interceptions. That should be pretty easy for Bryce Young to beat, especially with a couple locker room veterans like DJ Chark, like Adam Thielen, and Hayden Hurst, as I said before. If he can do better than those numbers, then there is room for improvement on this schedule. I could see a win against the Dolphins Week 6. I could see a win against the Texans Week 8. I could see a win against Green Bay Week 16. So, there's about a 3 or 4 win swing that they have there. Now, if he doesn't produce up to par, I could also see a loss against the Saints Week 2. Could see a loss against the Colts Week 9. I could also see a loss against the Bucks Week 18 is the game that nobody cares about, but yet Tampa Bay obviously will. Or maybe they won't, because at that point it'll be for seeding and for draft picks. I think you guys will win that game regardless, since I have you guys finishing with an overall record of 9-8, 6-0 in the division, and you guys will be making the playoffs as the 4 seed. Now, a couple other things to note. I don't know why Carolina decided to sign Miles Sanders when Deontay Foreman did fantastic after Chris McCaffrey was traded last year, but they did. They signed a running back who was only 1 year younger, with 296 more career carries. I'm not sure what the game plan was, but at the end of the day, you guys signed him for 4 years, $25.5 million, whereas you could have gotten Deontay for around $2 million a year, which is what he ended up signing with the Chicago Bears. They both set career highs in rushing attempts last year, yards and touchdowns. I don't think you guys needed to expend a lot of money at the position. It might be one of the worst signings in the NFL this offseason, I'd say. Especially when you had somebody who was there who produced at a very similar level, but was a lot cheaper. And then obviously the big question mark was getting rid of Steve Wilkes and hiring Frank Reich. Obviously you guys have had some trades in the last couple of years that accelerated your rebuild, like Chosen Anderson, Christian McCaffrey. Those kind of helped you guys get some hauls back in draft picks. But Wilkes went 6-6 after those trades last year, and Matt Rule had you guys at 1-4 at the beginning of the season. So there's probably a lot of people that were on the side of keeping Wilkes in the head coaching position. Nonetheless, Frank Reich is the new head coach after he's out in Indy. Now he's your guys' guy with Bryce Young. We'll see where that leads to. But yeah, I have you guys finishing 9-8. 4 seed in the NFC. If you guys like this content, make sure you drop a like on the video itself, subscribe to the channel, comment down below, tell me what you think I'm wrong about, tell me what you think I'm right about, and then, we'll probably see another one of these videos before the season starts. Till then, deuces.